Howdy, all of you delicious people. I'm here to talk to you guys about episode 8. Reasonably, for my adjustments or my guessing or whatever, is at this point kind of review. So, if there is something new that I'm going to bring to you, I might just slap a picture there somewhere. But in all actuality, I think it's kind of been review at this point of what I'm guessing. I haven't really changed my direction much, so it's really if you're thinking I'm making something up at the last minute, you guys can go ahead and check on the last episodes and check to make sure that um, I haven't really wavered that much. I hadn't really wavered. If I have wavered, you will know by me showing a picture of somebody that I might quite possibly think might be certain people. So, go ahead and check the last episodes. Go ahead and check the review as a whole. You guys can see, hopefully, if I'm closer to being right or further off being wrong, and you can go on here and voice your opinion. Because every choice matters, every opinion matters, and if you have some kernel of knowledge that I do not, drop it down in the comments below. Um, I hope that there isn't a video of actually spoiling who everybody is left because I would rather not be in the know. But anyways, reasonably, of course, the first singer up for tonight's episode was the butterfly. After that, the fox. Then, it ended up being uh, thingamajig and the tree. So, kind of butterfly and the fox went neck and neck, or mask and mask, and then thingamajig and tree went mask and mask um, in who would be unmasked tonight. Reasonably, I'm a little bit under the weather. The brain up here is a little bit foggy, so if I happen to make any kind of mistakes, I really do apologize. But otherwise, let's get into some of the picks that I had said in past videos. You can reflect on all those and what have you. For the butterfly, most, if not anything, I always relied on saying that the butterfly normally was Fantasia. Then, evidently, once I kind of kept consistently hearing the judges mention Michelle Williams, I was like, yeah, like, if anything, I do remember Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child, and she does sing really good. She does sing really well. And but I was always thinking it was Fantasia. I was like, man, maybe it's Fantasia from American Idol, like the Fantasia that won the American Idol. But then again, it's like, well, but let's keep the options open. Let's keep some options open. So, those were my two picks: Fantasia and Michelle Williams. And by towards the end of all these guessing, you will get the reveal of who was the butterfly. The fox. The fox, I had made a assessment in past that it could be actually Jamie Foxx. Funny enough, I also had thrown in AJ from the Backstreet Boys. I had thrown Wayne Brady in the mix in there, and I don't know. Like, the clue is the fox behind a piano, and I'm just like, well, I've seen Jamie Foxx behind a piano. Like Wayne Brady, I know he was on Whose Line Is It Anyways, and then had a piano on the show. But yeah, and he mentions that he has a little fox at home, so that could ultimately mean that he could be working with, say, a little fox, meaning Jamie Foxx could be working on a show with his daughter called Beat Shazam. And I don't, I don't know. There could be any kind of way of um, kind of getting us closer to that clue, but ultimately they still have not yet to one at one time mention an Oscar winner in the contention of things. Ultimately, it could just be a complete 100% throw off and what have you. Uh, sure. But let's move on to Thingamajig because Thingamajig I had made some changes. I ultimately, bizarrely, am still going with Wayne Brady, but I think LeBron James or maybe even Michael Strahan, like I guessed before, might be kind of a stretch. I know the online answer to who is Thingamajig is, and I'm gonna butcher this, Victor Oladipo. Oladipo. Victor Oladipo. I hope I said that right. Because everybody is consenting that it is probably him. Supposedly he had a knee injury in some picture somewhere, and legitimately there is him limping onto the stage. So you don't know. Robin Thicke just pointed that out. Hey, he has an injury. He's limping. Um, but also Robin Thicke also mentioned that Montel Jordan. If you guys probably don't quite possibly don't remember Montel Jordan, if you probably remember, um, maybe like this is how we do it. This is how we do it. I think that yeah, Montel Jordan. I think. Yeah, that that is a good guess by Robin Thicke. I could assess that it could be Montel Jordan. It could also be Wayne Brady. Who knows? At the end of the day, maybe the limp is something to just throw somebody off. I don't know. There's a whole lot of things that are going on that are in such a weird, bizarre like attempt to throw people off, even at the last ditch effort. So ultimately, my guess could quite possibly be any number of these guys, but then also Wayne Brady. Sorry for the name jumble there. So three guesses there for Thingamajig. Hopefully, we can narrow that down within the next weeks of okay, instead of just Wayne Brady, Victor, and Montel. Like, who can we narrow this down more, and what have you? So, and if anything for the tree, of course, my two guesses for the tree were Kathy Griffin or Anna Gasteyer, which with that guess, all of a sudden, McCarthy, she had mentioned that as well, and I'm like, some people are be going on Google. I can't help but maybe a certain Wahlberg is going on a thing called Google. Because every single time it's like she has the internet guess. And like, I'm just like, really? Really? I guess. Like, I guess, yeah, she could come up to the same consensus, but come on, it just seems like a lot of the times it's like she's always giving the internet answer. Like it doesn't seem like Robin Thicke is really giving. It just seems like he's throwing names out of a hat. Ken is doing Ken. Joel was interesting to be added onto here. I really enjoyed his input or Ken's input on Joel's input, and then and I'll actually like Nicole is just kind of like she's really like I don't know, she's kind of like hit or miss, but I don't know. There's sometimes where her guesses seem to be much closer than a lot of others to it's like oh yeah, like it seems like a lot of her guesses are just like compared to all the other judges, her guesses are coming from just like, oh, I just thought of this, and it's kind of very much like right a bulk of the time, almost. So yeah. So now since we have somebody unmasked tonight, ultimately, will I be right this week? Reasonably begrudgingly, I was like, I don't know about the season, man. Like, I don't know. Like, we're really going down the pipeline, and we're like just getting donut holes of losses, and I'm just kind of hoping or praying to just like be able to like, could can we just get something? Can we just get a victory somewhere, please? Help the channel figure out all these people so we can definitely win the rest of the season. Anybody's guess is as good as anyone's. So yeah. So we can kind of turn this season around. And yeah. So I'm going to give you a double five time, and we are going to reveal who the butterfly is. So if you don't want to know because you have yet to see a rerun of this episode on Hulu, or you went onto YouTube and watched all the stuff from that, or whatever, which you can do that by subscribing to the Mass Singer YouTube site. I guess we can advertise that, I guess. But yeah, so if you don't want to know who the butterfly is, now is the time to click off. But if you have seen this episode and you ultimately want to know anyways, and then get my whole seasonal recap, do this so now. Spoilers! Spoilers! We are going to unmask in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Michelle Williams is the butterfly. You know what? The entire time I was like, I'm guaranteeing that this is Fantasia. But then, like, Michelle Williams came into there, and I'm like, Michelle Williams does sing really well, but I don't know if she can, man, like, that range just has really changed over the years. Like, she has really been able to belt out some songs, and bravo to her. Yeah, that's great. Because again, that means a win in the win column for me. Luckily, I guess multiple guessing is a good thing to do. I guess it's a good thing that she was not taken to be unmasked so early, or I probably would have been very much wrong, and then that would have sucked. Like, yeah, I've been losing all the time, just all the time losing. But yeah, reasonably, I was just like, well, like maybe it is Michelle Williams. Like, let's believe. Let's just like believe that it's Michelle Williams, because reasonably, um, like I'm also kind of changing maybe one of my other guesses as well. So who knows? Reasonably. So yeah, Michelle Williams, Grammy award winning singer, songwriter, and Broadway star. As far as Broadway goes, I didn't know shit that she was in. You kind of hear things here and there, but ultimately, like a lot of people have probably at some point done Broadway. Um, But anyways, yeah, Michelle Williams is the butterfly. So if people guessed wrong or people guessed right, maybe people have been guessing right this entire season, and they're just like, yeah. Maybe they're getting to a point now where there's so many left that they all have got it right so far that at the end of it all, they're just like, yeah, like I've already won this season, or maybe people are just like, oh, I'm so close, I'm so close, or whatever. But yeah, so hopefully these with these clues being super vague, yeah, it is really it's really interesting to see what the next season will bring. Whether it's gonna be like the clues are actually gonna not completely throw people completely off and actually be reasonable clues. And yeah, so or maybe they'll even be further way off. Maybe they'll be throwing all kinds of stuff out there. So yeah. But this is great. This is a win in the win column. I'll take the win, I guess, because I could have ultimately said Michelle Williams. Nah, f that. Like no. But I took the judges' vote into consideration, and ultimately everybody was picking Michelle Williams by the end of this. So yeah, so let's get into the season finale wrap. If you haven't seen an episode, you guys can go on Hulu and check all those out. Or YouTube probably has something. So I'm going to do a whole seasonal wrap thing and talk about maybe even second guesses and what have you for characters. So now you're going to see everybody in mass so far, even with the exclusion of Michelle Williams. So yeah. So, Kelly Osbourne was unmasked as a ladybug on the last episode. That was a big old L for me because for me, I was thinking of so many other things besides that. Because it's been a while since I've seen Kelly. Besides, I know her being on like fashion shows on E and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, we have reasonably gotten to where we have very little stars that are left on the board. Of course, being the flamingo, the leopard, the Rottweiler, the tree, and the thingamajig. Because Michelle Williams was unmasked as the butterfly tonight. Reasonably for second guessing, since Fantasia is off the board. I might be leaning a little bit more that could quite possibly be. I know Adrian Baylor is kind of the internet guess. I know that I said Tian Tamara from Sister Sister. Maybe the flamingo might actually be Fantasia. Even Robin Thicke had said that at one point, that it could be Fantasia as the flamingo. So, I guess for the flamingo, I am having three guesses for the flamingo in hopes that at least one of those three guesses could quite possibly be correct. I think everybody else, I think I am still fine with my guesses. The leopard, I still assume is seal. The fox, you already know my guesses for that. The Rottweiler, I'm still saying that it's Daughtry. I think the last kind of video that I did, I had made a lot of jokingly guesses because at the end of it all, I was just kind of like, dude, like, how can I change every video to make it different, to make it feel different? So like, and Joel McHale and King Jong were making such hilarious guesses that I'm like, I gotta get on it. I gotta get in on this. I gotta make some wild accusational jokes. Like I think for Rottweiler, one of the guesses that I made in the last episode was like Smokey the Bear, and and everything like that. Like leopard, or God, what was it? Like the flower, I guess, was Flipper the dolphin, and all that. I had made some wild out there accusations and whatever about all the stars, but it was all in good fun because legitimately, how could I change? How could I have changed my ultimate opinions about characters and make it actually seem like a funny video? All the while, I don't know why that got really loud there. All the while, thank you guys for hitting the subscription button on this channel. 467 people to the second of this recording. As per usual, I'm going to be doing a thank you video because that's how I do things here. That's how I roll. And God, I am just so close to be able to getting certain videos out. Certain videos that are well and far behind. I just like God, I don't have enough time in the day to be able to um upload videos and then get like uh four movies watched at simultaneously the same time. Even while I'm actually just like doing a video. Like if I could have a movie going in the background so I can just see it visually, would just be an easy multitask thing. But then I would probably break concentration throughout the video, and what have you. Or if I had multiple people came on here and just reviewed multiple movies simultaneously, because everyone all saw one movie, and yeah, that would be an easy way to yeah, to get a lot of stuff done. But then I would have to um, share ad revenue with people and what have you. I would have to, or if I even get to that point, kind of putting the horse before the race, really, because but I'm just glad that we're this channel is doing what it is. I didn't think that we'd be able to get as far as we could with what we've been doing lately. Um, but luckily, people have been here and come here and want to see this bizarre guy do a bunch of videos. So thank you guys. Um, yeah. But anyways, yeah, I think overall, this is a pretty good episode. It was fun. It kind of just sucked that it was like, okay, we had to wait a week for this, but like holiday, come on. Reasonably, um, this like I'm thinking like I think they should do some kind of taping beforehand, like some kind of like, okay, hey, since we're not going to be here next week, we're going to do a doubly long episode um so you guys can get that, yeah, we're not going to be here next week, but here's this, or reasonably, like eventually, like they like with the whole like baseball thing, they should have came up with a plan for that, but I don't know. So yeah, this was a good solid episode. We had some, as per usual, we had some people kind of doing much more soulful kind of music, and then we had people that usually would do soulful music do a little bit um, like uppity kind of like, hey, fun kind of music, and so on. And I think probably the reason maybe why Butterfly um ended up eventually just kind of getting eliminated is really unfortunate. But for most of the songs that she did, like the songs that she did were all kind of the same ultimately. I think a lot of people were just I think like for this episode it was kind of like, yeah, like I'm looking for something different. Like I'm looking for someone that's going to like kind of like change as the show goes along. And like sadly Butterfly, she was doing like great songs. I enjoyed all the songs that she was doing. But after a while, like people are just like, okay, like how is she going to um what is she gonna give us today? What is she gonna give us? And um if what she's gonna give us is just kind of like this same old song and dance, then like that's heartbreaking. Um yeah, because that just sucked. Whereas like, man, she's doing some really good songs, but like maybe a lot of people were just kind of like, well, yeah, but what else, like what else is on kind of thing. Whereas it's kind of like, yeah, it's like hey, this person had changed the way they sang, this person had changed the way they sang throughout the show's incarnation. So I guess that's what made it appealing. I was kind of It was kind of weird that like Tree like ultimately didn't get like eliminated as well, because I think like even though Tree sounds really, really good, like ultimately, I think a lot of the songs that she ends up doing are almost kind of the same. Like I don't think she has yet to be able to like give us a different side of her, I guess we could say, of a tree. There is no different side, but I'm just saying that as like okay, we need to see her do um there's only so many like songs that she can do that like she has to give us something different. And that's what I think will keep her here. For even the leopard, I think that's kind of like falling onto the same thing where like there's only so much the leopard could do to kind of give us something different. Um, I think Rottweiler same. Like most of them, it's like you gotta do something different. You gotta do something challenging. You gotta even step outside of your comfort zone to do some songs. Like it'd be weird for like the Rottweiler to all of a sudden rap or something like that. Um, or but it would be different. It would be new. It would be fresh. It would be like okay, this is something different. This is all right. Um, like something comical or whatever that they're adding to their repertoire of performing. Like how Thingamajig kind of flaunted his butt at the butterfly was kind of hilarious. Um, and more and again, that's probably a thing that Wayne Brady would do. Like watching Whose Line Is It Anyways, there was like numerous times where Wayne Brady would just like put his butt in front of somebody and just kind of like shake it and just like, yeah, like like how do you feel about that? So like again, that could be again another Wayne Brady esque like thing, but ultimately I do not know. Um, but yeah, we're just gonna go on here, and I'm sorry for talking so long about this. So I'm gonna go. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody.